Hello and welcome back to At World's Edge, the fantasy lore podcast. Today we're going to put on our fantastical scholar hats and delve into one of the most ubiquitous yet important facets of the fantasy universe, magic. Specifically, where does it come from? Magic for this purpose is defined as the power to do unnatural things specific to the universe in question. I know that's broad, but magic is essentially a plot device to help ensure the universe feels special and fantastic, and can take as many forms as there are worlds. It also draws in the reader because anyone can imagine themselves with a fictional power, something that makes them feel special, but doesn't conform to the limitations of the world we live in. Whether you're a Jedi accessing the midichlorians or Dumbledore conjuring a stool, you as the character have done something your reader cannot, and this begs an explanation to the reader. We will be drawing a distinction between magic and science. The technology of Star Trek is certainly magical to you or I, but the presentation is that one day humans will progress to that level naturally. This is in contrast to Doctor Strange's portal ring, which does not pretend to explain itself in a logical fashion. Similarly, while both Harry Potter and the pyrotechnic abilities of the Human Torch are inexplicable biological marvels, the latter has a cause and effect stemming from science, whereas the former just is because it must be. Where magic comes from, how to get more of it, how to fight against it, and how to harness it are all great storytelling devices and inform many of the plots of games and media. You can use this too to your understanding and advantage as you create your characters, armies, games, and fan fictions set in these or even entirely unique worlds of your own creation. Does examining where magic comes from make it less special? I would argue no. To the contrary, understanding how and why a fantasy world is different from our own only deepens the immersion for me. Accepting that the physical laws of Earth are different from the ones in DC Comics are different just because of how they are helps put me in the headspace to read or watch these characters. In my view, there are five sources of magic. These are not wholly independent of each other and can all exist in the same universe or even be used by the same characters. They are divine, environmental, biological, ethereal, and consumable. While many things are shades of gray, I believe that all magic can essentially fit into these categories. Among the oldest sources of magic in literature, divine magic is a gift from the gods and can be taken away at their whims. In the modern world, an example is Gandalf the Grey in the Lord of the Rings universe. Gandalf is essentially an angel whose magic is provided by the god of that universe, Iluvatar. We see that that magic is purpose-built and reflects the personality and needs of the bearer. But it can also be enhanced or depowered, as we saw when Gandalf assumed the rank of White to the expense of Saruman, who had fallen from grace. If not older than divine magic, or at least as old, is environmental magic. I would define this as magic generated by land, plants, living things, etc., not because of their emotions or thoughts, but merely by existing. The universe of the magicians is a great example of environmental magic. In that story, magic can literally be shut off like a spigot, and is stronger in some physical locations or loci than others. Environmental magic weakens if the connection to the natural world is threatened, and as in story, often at odds with industry. Magic that is passed down through special biology is a relatively modern phenomenon, but fits well with the ideas of meritocracy, individualism, and the hero's journey that permeate a lot of culture today. Biological magic powers like the Harry Potter and Star Wars universe, where an individual may have magic for no reason other than the random draw at birth. Often these stories translate well to lessons about classism and purity versus progress and change, as an outsider attempts to penetrate the closed ranks of the hereditary nobility, i.e., pureblood wizards or the Jedi Order, respectively. Among the most philosophical and intellectually mature sources of magic to come out of the last few decades is the idea of thoughts, dreams, hopes, and emotions of the denizens of a particular universe in question being the source of magic. These all coalesce to form an ether or energy of thought. An example of this is the Warhammer Fantasy universe, where the emotional energy of the inhabitants of Malus resonate in an alternate universe called the Realm of Chaos, where it is then funneled back into the Prime universe through tears in the fabric of reality, and this of course is used by their mages to perform magic. Now, all magic comes with a price. You wouldn't think there's a lot that unifies The Witcher and Once Upon a Time fandoms, but consumable magic is one of them. In this system, magic comes from sacrifice. Often living beings are the strongest type of sacrifice, but flowers or objects infused with magic from another source will do. We see in the Witcher TV series that the use of fire magic is impressive, but consumes the body of the user. In Once Upon a Time, the citizens of the Enchanted Forest, a land of environmental magic, are thrust into a non-magical Earth, where practitioners are forced to consume magic left behind by the few physical tokens they brought with them from the other world. So that brings us to the all-important question. Would Gandalf beat Dumbledore? Would the Hermetic Order of the Blue Rose outplay the Jedi Order? Would a witch from Buffy stack against one from Supernatural? I'm going to give you the worst but most accurate answer. Yes and no. Magic is specific to the world and purpose it exists in. Magic literally tore Malice apart in Warhammer, but Coruscant exists in a universe where where there is no chaos magic and wouldn't be affected by it. At the same time, if the gates of chaos in Warhammer closed and then nobody there can use magic, but a Jedi shoved into that universe would be godlike because their magic is biological in nature. We don't get to see Gandalf rip Sauron a new one, despite both being angelic, yet Hermione wields the vast power of time travel to do extra schoolwork. What ifs and crossovers can be fun, but they aren't a science and nothing to fight over, but they can be a fun thought experiment for you and your friends. So how is this a good use of 5 minutes? What can you take away? Well, understanding where magic works in the universe that you are playing in will allow you to create more impactful stories and scenarios. It will help ground you in that universe, and it will make you sound that much geekier, which, after all, is the point. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope to see you again soon. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. Tell your friends. You can also tell your not friends because they can still be my friends. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.